So one of the things we tried to do was then, okay, the problem we're now trying to solve is how can we help the customer run a process so that when somebody says to me, why did you pick Wiise and not the other things, they've got a really nicely sort of written and curated set of documentation just for them that says, this was my journey, this was my decision process, this is why this is going to work for us. And then it's also a document to hand off to the next stage in the process, which would be the specification for the implementation. So that's where we got to, and then the sort of natural choice through a number of reasons was Qwilr, and we built something that we call the we still haven't given it a better name, but we call it the CCJ, the Customer Curated Journey. So, do you want me to show it? Or do you want me to show the?
Yeah. We're doing live demos here, everybody. So we're gonna share screens and show off what people have built with Qwilr.
All right. Can you see that? Okay.
Perfect.
So what this is thinking. If you think about our journey with our customers, is like they haven't got the time or the skills or the resources to do an RFP, but it'd be really nice if we could have a lightweight thing that documented their journey. It's also really good for our sellers and partner account managers and our partners to have something that documents the process. So we've got, we have a whole template library of all kinds of things. And then when we start to do the discovery, so here's a sample one for this company called Wiise Sample Customer. The contact name's Apex, man. Great. And so we have some standard sort of boilerplate things that go in about the company, but then we start to fill in what we heard about you. What was the solution? Okay, there's some things that you do that's very specific to you, the challenges that you have, the impact that you're seeking. And then we do some introduction around Wiise itself. And we slowly add things to this document that are relevant for this particular customer. So one of the good things you can have in Qwilr is a whole load of items and set documents and resources, and you can slowly add them to the document. So as we go through the discovery phase, and we start to add the resources that make sense for that particular customer, we throw in some of the white papers. You can go and read these link out to white papers on our website. So when we get into the discovery phase, we start to click through and understand the pieces that make sense for them. And then case studies that just look like them. So instead of just bombarding the customer with, here's the case study website, here are the case studies of a business that looks just like you. It's either in the same industry or it's solving exactly the same problems. And then you can click through and you can read those full case studies.
And does that link out to your website?
So this one does. This one should just jump straight out. There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Jumps out to our website. And you can go and watch the video or download the full case study. The idea being is what we're doing here is we're just creating a subset of all our resources that are just relevant for this particular customer. This one particular customer had some problems in the past with an on-premise system. They'd had some cyber attacks and crypto lockers. So obviously we put everything that we do in around security, compliance, and trust for them. And then the really smart thing, even though we're not producing a proposal from this, is you can go through this area and go, okay, well, here's all the things that we can do in finance. Click the things that you want. We might do multi-currency, we might do bank feeds. That's pretty cool. And we get over to the warehousing section. We're going to do bins, we're going to do picks, we're going to do putaways. We're going to do multiple order shipments, and so on and so forth. So you can select the items that they need. And what this is actually doing is not really creating a proposal, but what it's doing is creating a snapshot of this discovery phase of what's important for this customer. So this means now that when we get to the partner selection piece, is we start to understand what's the most important things for this particular customer in their selection process. Is then we've got a document which is the handover of everything we know jointly in this journey between us and the customer to this point. Even we talk about risks and implementation. More case studies. They go down to the bottom, and then they can store, copy, print, create a PDF, share it amongst their own organization. And in our sales bow tie, as we hand off then to the partner, that little bit we did around specifying what we want to have in these different sections here becomes the basis for the statement of work that then the partner will put together. Because sometimes when you're running a channel, the partners can vary quite considerably about how they see a customer's implementation. And sometimes, the one partner will quote $20,000 for a customer implementation, another partner might quote $80,000, and all that does is confuse the partner, right? Confuse the customer. because they've got no idea why there's this huge variance. But if we've captured a lot of this sort of scope and business benefits early, it makes a lot of sense. So I want to stop sharing that. So we're just in that like earliest journey with this, but what the feedback we are getting, particularly from the customers, is this is great, right? So I've got this document, which is a growing document, which is a snapshot in time that I can share with anybody, any stakeholder, and it explains why I'm making a good decision. And it's all about the customer.